in front of that line. Look at this, the double clutch, the reach.
Make America great again.
Mr. Fact here. And it's time to rant on wrestling fans who continue to watch shitty wrestling. I myself have stopped watching after 2012, and have not watched ever since. But I do check in time from time to see what's going on. And every time I look at the current product, I don't even want to spend 5 minutes watching it. After that, I move on from it and do something else. This is just going to be a one-time video that I just want to unleash all my frustrations on. Wrestling has gotten worse and you guys need to stop watching wrestling and find something else to like. You seriously need to get out of this wrestling bubble. You having to whine and cry about how wrestling sucked for about a decade, but you continue to watch it and hope as if it's going to get any better. Face it. Wrestling is dead. The golden days of professional wrestling are long gone. WWE is being ran by out-of-touch corporate fuckstains like the McMahons that don't give a shit. And there is no more competition. TNA is a sinking ship that never got off the ground, and I keep forgetting if a Ring of Honor ever existed. But you know, who gives a shit? These are nothing but fucking low-class jobber indie feds that are nowhere near halfway to even remotely being a threat to WWE. And I could give less of a fuck about New Japan. The only reason you guys watch these promotions is because you need something to gravitate to, because of how bad WWE is. Because WWE is so bad, you become so desperate to find something to like in wrestling. I'm not like that. I'm not that hardcore into wrestling. The only wrestling I'd watch is WWE, or if there were to be some other big wrestling promotion to compete against WWE. But because WWE sucks, I'm not going to watch wrestling. And no, I'm sorry for not wanting to give any of these indie promotions a chance. Telling me to watch something like ROH would be like telling me to watch the D-League instead of the NBA because of how bad NBA has gotten. Nobody is going to watch a lower-class company, just because the bigger one sucks. If the biggest company in the world sucks, then that means the entire industry sucks. And you idiots can disagree with me all you want to. Unlike you guys, my life doesn't revolve around wrestling. But back to this habit of wrestling fans continuing to watch. Guys, WWE is never going to get better. You've been bitching about the WWE product for years and little to nothing has changed. No matter how much you bitch on the internet, WWE is not going to change. WWE could care less about you, but when they do listen, they'll just laugh at you. Sometimes they'll throw a bone at you occasionally just to shut you up, but at the end of the day, WWE will go back to what they were doing before. WWE at times will make it seem like they're improving, but in the end, they're just going to fuck it all up and you guys will go right back to bitching about the product again. WWE is always going to do stupid stuff that makes no sense, like booking Mr. Money in the Bank like a jobber before winning the title, or putting the title on some undeserving guys like Jinder Mahal. But do they care? No, because they know you're going to tune into the product no matter what. And this leads me to my last point. You guys claim you don't like what WWE is doing but you still support this company. You bitch, whine and cry about WWE doing this and WWE doing that, but you still watch their shows every week, you still attend their live events, you'll still buy their merchandises, you'll still buy their DVDs, you still buy their shitty video games, and you're still subscribed to the WWE network. If you want WWE to get better, then stop supporting them. Bitching is only going to get you so far. The most effective way to get a company to listen to its customers is to speak with your wallets. That's all these companies care about. And when they're in a business to make money, they must do what they can to make as much money as they can. And if the customers aren't happy, they're not going to pay for something they don't like. I honestly don't know why you pay for these shitty shows. There's a reason why these pay-per-views are worth $9.99. WWE doesn't care about what you think about their product, because as long as you keep watching their shows, they don't care. And because of that, you're going to be hopeless and miserable wrestling fans who watch WWE's shows every week, hoping things will get better when you know they won't. That's like going to the same restaurant every week and bitching about how shitty their food is but continuing to go there and order their shit anyways hoping shit will change. Shit's not going to change. Do you think these restaurants would care? No. Because you've already paid for their shitty food anyways. Why should they change their ways? If that company is not making money because of the shitty food they provide, then that'll force them to change because they'll finally realize that what they're doing is not working, and they're suffering financially because of it. But for someone to complain yet still come back to pay to eat their shitty food, they'll have no reason to change. I mean, let's be honest, if you were running a company and you're in this business to make money, you have no competition, and your customers are complaining about what you're giving them, yet you're still making tons of money. Would you care about changing your company? No. You're still swimming in tons of cash. And that's what WWE is like right now. You guys who continue to watch WWE, hoping things to get better, and that bitch on Twitter, the dirt sheets, and the YouTube wrestling reviews about how Raw sucked for the 5th week in a row, need to accept the fact that WWE is not going to change. I see all these wrestling YouTubers like Charlie the Rant King, Wrestling Ranter, and Wrestling Jesus still reviewing and bitching about this company every week, every other day, you name it. I honestly don't know why they keep bitching about WWE. It's getting old, people. It's getting to that point now where bashing WWE has become its own genre. Whenever you watch a WWE show, you should already know what you're going to get. Sure, sometimes WWE will surprise you and will do things to get you back to watching their shows, but you should already know the booking philosophy of WWE will not change. They'll do the littlest things to get you back to watching their shows and you'll fall for it. But you should know it doesn't mean WWE is going to change their ways. They gave us hope with the Summer of Punk angle, we fell for it, and then they fuck it up in the end. Sometimes the best way to force a company to listen to you is to hit them where it hurts the most. WWE is a very stubborn company that doesn't want to improve their product. They just want to make enough money to keep them afloat. Asking them to improve their shows is somehow too much for them to ask for. They just want to be lazy and make money. And if WWE doesn't care about improving their shows, then why should I care to watch them as a fan? You guys who continue to watch and support WWE are only of the biggest reasons why shit won't change. And it's because you continue to support them. You idiots who continue to watch WWE need to realize that you're watching a wrestling promotion that clearly doesn't give a shit. Just accept the fact that WWE is dead and move on with your lives. Do you have to live in a wrestling bubble? Nobody is forcing you to watch. Vince McMahon is not in your living room telling you to like Roman Reigns promos. Stop watching wrestling and do something else. Find a new hobby. Watch other TV shows like Gotham. And there are many good TV shows out there you need to watch. Ask me and I'll recommend you. If you don't like watching other TV shows, then play video games, get a social life, get a girlfriend or do something that doesn't involve you watching modern-day professional wrestling. Would you much rather be happy doing something else, or would you much rather be doing the same thing like torturing yourself every week, being the hopeless, miserable wrestling fans you are? You guys seriously need to kick this habit. Because no matter how many times you bitch about WWE, nothing is going to change. All you're doing is wasting your time ranting on a show you don't like. Now it's one thing if you enjoy the product. If you somehow enjoy the product, which I wouldn't understand if you did, then more power to you. But if you don't, you seriously need to stop watching. And get a fucking life. And if you ever do stop watching, and WWE is begging you to come back by giving you little things, don't fall for it. They'd be giving you little things just to suck you back in and keep you happy for a little while. I may not have ever worked for a WWE, but I can see right through this company. I know how they operate from a fan's standpoint. And I don't give a shit how much time you've invested watching professional wrestling, this habit needs to stop. But anywho, I'm out. This will be the only wrestling video I'll ever do.